Hello everybody, welcome back. It's Switch here with another Marvel Snap video, and just quick reminder for the next Spotlight Cash. We're still having 4 days to actually acquire those. We have the Zabu and we have the Ravonna. So I just want to mention this because I think it's like super important, especially for the people who just start playing recently, as I am myself. So I have just level, as you can see, 928. I just playing this game about going to be not even 1 month. But anyway, super excited about the game, obviously. Why I'm making this video about the Spotlight Cash, just simply because I'm going to take every card from here, hopefully soon. So obviously I gathered the Spotlight Caches. I have 3 of them already, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I will get the 4th one before this Spotlight Cash run out. And if I'm not gather the 4th one, I will just still regardless open it. Why I'm concerned about this to open it, and why I'm mentioned this, why I recorded a video, and why you should open this if you just start playing recently and you just supposed to get Zabu and Ravonna. The rest is not really important, but I'm just going to talk about Jane as well in a minute. So why, in my opinion, those cards are like the best choices to open? Because lots of people, especially when they're starting, they see the net decks, they see one powerful card for 6 energy drop or 5 energy drop from Series 5, and they're so excited about this. And it's nothing wrong with it. You can obviously pin this card in the shop, and they are going to be about 5,000 tokens, which they are never going to be good choice for the people who just start recently, because at the end of the day, even buying Zabu for 3,000 tokens, it's still not worth it, just simply because I can get 3 cards to my collection, which means I can gather my collection faster, which means eventually I will get faster the cards from Series 4 and Series 5. And if you really like the game, you're really excited about playing the game, so what you're going to be more excited? You're going to be more excited about getting more cards, right? Am I right or am I right? Because that's the beauty of playing the game. So you don't really want to spend any cosmetics crap, obviously, any cards from Series 5 for the cost of 5k tokens, because this is not worth it at all. You just simply want to put everything here. Despite the fact I put the Zabu here, because I was thinking about it, but right now, because it's on the Spotlight Cache, there's no really other way around. I just need to open them, open it, those caches. So why they are so important for everybody who just starts playing the game? Just simply because the Zabu can make every 4 cost cards cost 1 less. So that's just opening the door for every, even random cards which you are just going to unlock for another month or 2 or 3 months in Series 3. And you will be happy with opportunity to play every card for 4 energy drop on turn 3. Believe me on this one. It's just amazing. And the combination of those cards with the Jubilee control, which you can play on the turn 3, and then you can basically put that Jubilee to the deck due to the Lockjaw, and then play the Jubilee for 2 energy cost because you are going to run Ravonna in the same deck. And it's just, the choices to create the decks are just, oh my god, there's so many options, so many opportunities, and obviously I will make those decks, and I'm so excited about those 2 cards. I didn't really put them to the consideration to open it, those caches, because I was thinking the way like everybody else, like, yeah, I'm probably going to wait until the Talnov or whatever, some juicy card is going to be later on, but that's not the point. That's not good thinking. That's not a good way. That's not a good strategy. Because simply getting 1 good card, you still need another couple of cards to be able to play consistently this deck. And then at the end of the day, well, first you don't have those cards because you just start recently, I reckon. And then even if you have some cards to be able to create that deck, you will just boring with playing the same deck all the time. And then with those 2 cards here, you can just basically every day juggle around 4, energy cost cards, and juggle around some other ideas with 1 or less power cost card. And then eventually, if you will gather more those cards, you can get those cards to the deck, which means you are going to create another deck, right? And then obviously Zabu the same. Every 4-cost card, it's going to be exciting for you because you can just fit to your deck and just trying to juggle around and trying to just different deck, different strategy, and be happy about getting just one card from your leveling tree. So yeah, because I'm actually super happy about getting just one card, random card, and I just basically building the decks around. So pretty much everything what I really want to mention, like this is like super important to get Zabu and Ravonna. If you didn't open the spotlight caches, you're just supposed to open them right now. And last but not least, the thing, what about the giant grain? Like, okay, Series 5. This is not like super card, isn't it? It's like not super useful. But actually, with Zabu and Ravonna and like super aggro tempo decks, I mean, honestly, I can do the deck with just only Series 1 cards and with this card, and you will be winning lots of games because this card is kind of broken because you actually shutting down the opponent turn 6 for some certain decks if you're playing, right? Because if your deck is all about the aggro and tempo and all your cards are like 1 and 2 energy drops, or if you take into consideration to play Zabu with, and then your drops are about like 1, 2 energy and some of them are going to be free energy. So in other words, on turn 5, you're going to play this on some useless location, and then on turn 6, you're just going to add some not important card to you at all for 1 energy cost, and then rest energy you're just going to split evenly across the 2 other locations left, or whatever location you want to play the card. So this card is amazing. You just need to know how to use it. And I just gave you the example of just some basic deck, just some tempo deck with using the chain, but still you can utilize this. So that's the most important part, to not really copying the net decks and trying to do the net decks if you don't have any cards or you don't have a half cards to the net deck, which is like super crazy meta deck right now. You can just create the deck by yourself with the cards you have, and then you'll be just happy to actually smash the opponent because they don't really know what to expect. Like you're playing aggro, you don't tempo deck, Gaza or tempo, and then on the turn 5 you're playing the giant. They see the giant and they screw because the whole idea was to shutting down, let's say, the middle position or the left position, and basically they have to play everything on the turn 6 on the position which you don't care about it at all, because let's say they already have like 15 points over there or 12 points over there. You're just having one card and you're just forcing them to add extra points. So yeah, it's like crazy good. Like this 3 cards over there are crazy good. So just have fun. Good luck with getting some crazy card on random card if you actually get the random card. And if you're actually lucky enough to get Zabu and Ravonna, in my opinion, there is not really worth it to get Jane after all. But if you are not lucky enough and you get, let's say, Jane and Ravonna, and you still want to get Zabu, so obviously you have to go with the path with maybe getting random and then Zabu at the end. But what I'm trying to say, for me myself, if I will get Ravonna and Zabu, I'm not really going to unlock further caches, but it's nothing wrong with get Jane, because like I said, to the aggro tempo decks, it's just going to smash. It's just going to smash decks. Like people don't know what's going on. Like on turn 5, we're just playing this. Like, wait, what? Yeah, and it's just going to be like pure fun for some decks, because some decks obviously will utilize the energy and they will split evenly the energy, and they might still win other locations. But for some decks which they obviously purely focus on playing 6 energy cost cards on turn 6, they just basically screwed. So yeah, obviously try to play this on the location they still have the space to play cards on, and usually you don't care about this spot in the first place. So that's the important part. Okay, though. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. If that was helpful, I'm happy because that's how I feel. I feel like this is like the most important spotlight cache, and there is not really going to be anything better than this, despite the fact, like I said, there are not Series 5 but they opening the door to create so many decks and so many opportunities for new players. So there's, like I said, there's not going to be any better time to create any deck with 4 energy drops. Like, be so excited to play any 4 energy cards, like Captain Marvel, turn 3, you name it. Just Sentry, turn 3, and then after that you're just gonna play the I don't remember the name right now. Viper to just give that sentry, but basically everything what you like to play with 4 energy drops you can just unlock to play, and then obviously we can still play the cards. Sorry, with Ravonna to play the 1 or less power energy cards for 1 costs less. So, excuse me. The cards with 1 or less power cost 1 less. They are going to cost 1 less. So obviously you can try to check what you get in your collection and try to play those. And one of those cards is going to be a Jubilee, which I mentioned the example already, but there's going to be much more cards, like a Morph. Obviously, you can play it and everything for 0 or 1, and you actually want to play. Even Psylocke is good, still 1 energy to get a 1 energy next turn, so might be something to consider. Ironheart, don't really have that much of the options here, but there's something there. There is something. Obviously, Morbius you can play, but Morbius is more like for the discard decks. I'm just taking a look for the collector, but yeah, collector Angela. Yeah, you might actually consider to create some tempo deck with Angela collector. Why not? Sunspot. Now Sunspot is going to be 1 energy. It can't be less than 1 energy, but Iron Man obviously. I don't really have anything more. Well, Forge for 1 energy, so that's good, right? But yeah, that's it. So yeah, you will figure. Obviously, I was just checking for my own amusement. So yeah, thank you very much, guys, for watching. See you guys in the next video. Take care and bye for now.